Hey everybody, welcome to Grace with Paul Gray. Nice to be outside today. We finally had a day here in May that's lower than 80 degrees, so I'm taking advantage of that. Hope everything's going well with you guys. Well, we started yesterday talking about creativity. We talked about the fact that we are one with the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, one with the original source, with all power and wisdom and love and grace. We have the mind of Christ. Christ is in us. And we talked about yesterday that God is still creating, and He wants to create with and as us. I've been listening to some teachings by my friend Steve McVeigh on this, and it's gotten me really excited about it. So I want to ask you, has the Holy Spirit revealed yet what He or she wants to create with you, as you? Please let me know when you get some leadings from the Holy Spirit about that so I can encourage you and support you. And I'll let you know in a couple of days what the Holy Spirit's been showing me. It's really exciting for me. Today I want to look at some things that can possibly stifle or hinder the creative process. Can't stifle God, but can stifle us if we let it. First of all, trying to create from our own strength, our own ability, our own power, our own resources, rather than letting the creative power of the Holy Spirit of Jesus flow through us. We get these voices. We get this tempting voice that says, you can do that, you should do it, you need to do it. And then when we try to do it humanly in our own power, we're severely limited because only God can create. Then the voice of accusation comes along. And in the first person, it sounds like us in our mind. I can't do that, can I? I failed. I'm a loser. Well, there is an antidote to that. We know the truth, and we can just say, nope, I'm not going to listen to that voice. That's not the truth. I'm going to rest. I'm going to let the Holy Spirit do it in me and as me and through me, and I'm not going to listen to these negative voices. I love what Jesus says in Matthew 11:28-30. He says, are you tired? Are you worn out? Are you burned out on religion? And certainly religion is trying to do things for God in our own power. He says, hey, if that's the case, come to me. Get away with me and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. Boy, that's a good phrase for creativity, isn't it? The unforced rhythms of grace. And then Jesus says, when you come to me, I'm not going to lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. I'm not going to give you something to do that you can't do, that I haven't empowered you to do. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. Boy, I love that passage, and that's great advice for us, isn't it? All right, a couple of more things. Sometimes we'll hear a voice that, again, will sound like our own voice, but it's not, saying, you can't do that. You're too old, you're too young, you're too inexperienced, you've never done that before, you don't have the ability, you failed when you tried that before, you don't have time, people will laugh at you. And this sounds like your voice. Evil is really good at masking our voice and speaking first person into our mind. And many times other people will say to us those same things too. Oh, you can't do it, too old, too young, whatever. We just have to say, nope, that's not true. God's called me to do this. I'm trusting God, and we're going to do it. The third thing I found can be the tyranny of the urgent. When God calls us to do something, especially to do something like to create something, to participate with Him in creating, in the creative process, whether it's writing or writing music or writing a book or poetry or whatever, or whether it's coming up with something in teaching or in cooking or baking or in art or whatever. Whenever we've got an idea from God or something like that we know He wants us to create, the tyranny of the urgent can really get to us. We get these thoughts like, I can't do that right now, I got to do the dishes, or I got to work on this project, or I really want to watch this TV show. Those could be good things. They can be fun. They can be important, but they're not the best, especially when God has called you to create something with Him. So learn to devote some time, be persistent, listen, excuse me, and let the Holy Spirit of Christ flow through you, to create through you and as you. Hope you found this helpful. Tomorrow we're going to learn how to figure out when's the best time individually for each of us to create. See you then. Bye-bye.